Hello team, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about teaching kids how to fish. Now, take a look at this place. This is my syndicate here in Lincolnshire. This is what we call a silver lake, and it is overgrown to buggery. Very, very tricky place. Not the sort of place you would think you would learn a child how to fish. But this peg here, you can see I raked this out earlier on in the week, and it probably needs a little bit more work as well. 10 minutes to sort of get it clear. But the idea is, on this lake there's everything, and I wanted to fish this lake because it represents a ton of places all over the country. It could be a local park lake that's a little bit overgrown, a bit rough and ready. It can be a canal that's sometimes unkempt. It can be a club lake such as this. It's not a commercial. Of course you could take a little one along to a commercial and get a whole bunch of carp or skimmers or whatever straight away, but I recommend that's not the way to go when teaching a child how to fish. Got my little one with me today, Hazel. She caught her fish 2 years old, and that was on the Norfolk Broads. It was a little rudd, and ever since then she's been great at catching little small fish, but she does get bored quite quick. She's 6 years of age, so she's at that point where, you know, her attention span is quite low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rake this swim out a little bit more, and whilst it's settling down, I'll go through some of the kit that you can get to teach your little one how to fish. Nothing expensive here whatsoever. We're going to talk about a float fishing setup, rod and reel. We'll talk about a small method fishing setup. We'll talk about whip fishing and also pole fishing as well, and we'll see what we want to do today, see what Hazel fancies doing, and take it from there. But I know on this lake we've got a chance of small carp, we've got a chance of small barbel, tench, rudd, roach, perch, and there are 1 or 2 big carp in here that I need to get out and move into the match lake because they shouldn't be in here. So that's partly the reason why I've chosen this lake as well. So let's get set up and have a little look and see what you can do to introduce youngsters into coarse fishing. Right team, first thing to think about is bait. You want to keep it as cheap as possible. You don't want to be spending a load of money on bait when your little one might not even be that interested. So if I look at my little menu here for today, we've got a handful of worms that are out of the compost in the garden, so for free. A tin of luncheon meat which has been chopped up, so again about £1.50. A pint of scabby old maggots, they've been in the fridge for ages, so fine. Tin of sweet corn, 40p. Pellets, a bag of pellets, you know, lasts a long time anyway, but for ease of use I always use, of course, Miracle baits I'm associated with, so of course I'm going to use them. But these Fuca ones, the squeeze ready ones, are probably the easiest for children because they're simple. If you're going to fish a method, they will go straight around a method feeder because they're already sticky, so no messing about for kids, dead easy. And of course ground bait, a little bag of Miracle pellet crumb. This is the red one. This lake is gin clear, but as I say, it is full of tench, and tench love red baits, so a combination of something like sweet corn over a red ground bait or a piece of meat would be absolutely perfect. So not a difficult bait menu at all. Maggots will catch you everything, the others are a little bit more selective to try and catch a bonus fish. Right, let's start off with tactic 1. Here's Hazel. Say hello. 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 So we're going to fish a whip. That's how she learnt to fish when she was sort of 2-3 year old. I've set up a spare little box of mine just here, and I always give her the comfy seat. Really, really important that your little ones are comfy because that's something that can put them off straight away. And all we're going to start off with is a pint of maggots. So a pint of maggots there, a disgorger, very, very important. And that's the first skill I'd try and teach a little one to do straight away. So to handle and unhook the fish. They've got to feel comfortable holding the fish. So on this whip, and I'll show you, it's just a real simple 3 metre leader GT to hand. And all I've got is, I think it's £5 live, a very small little dumpy waggler, down to a hook length of sort of, I think it's £3 hook length with a size 16 up and a couple of dropper shot. That we're going to catch fish on. We're going to catch rudd, perch, roach, bits and pieces. And even if we could bonus fish, we've got a chance, if we take us time, we might just well get that in as well. Easiest way If I was to buy a whip again, I mean, I've had that years, I'd go for a Guru A class. You get a rig included and a disgorger, and you're good to go fishing for about 15 quid, a pint of maggots, away you go. Don't forget, of course, if you are helping your little one, you'll need a rod license as well if you haven't got one already. So let's have a little fish and see what happens. Right, we're not messing about today. There's no tripods, microphones, anything like that, so it's pretty raw. Hazel, hello. We're going to fish with the way that you're used to, yeah? So we're going to use this little rod without a reel, the whip, little hook, little float, set 2 foot deep in about 4 foot of water, so half depth. And I'll throw the maggots out for you, right? So you hold that. Do you want me to put the maggot on for you, or
yes,
to start with? But then practice makes perfect. So let's put 2 on, because that might get us a bigger one. And then, hold on a minute.
It would be exciting.
It would be exciting. So then I'm just going to throw some maggots out there.
A maggot is wiggling.
It is wiggling. Right, just lift it up in the air a little bit, because you're in a bit of a tangle at the end. Let go. Right, there you go. Alright, so if I let go of this. Alright, oh no, hold on. Straight away, we're stuck on the keep net. That's not a good start, is it?
That's yours.
My fault, yeah. Lift it up a bit higher then, and flick it out. You know what to do. That's it. Keep the line tight, and when the float goes under, you know what to do.
Yeah. Tight, and then you'll help me get the fish.
Yeah, I'll help you get the hook out. Keep watching the float. There you go, you got a bite. Ooh, nearly. Right, flick it out again. Bit more than that. That's it. Keep the line tight, remember. Just need to avoid, there's a bit of weed there you might get caught on. Let's just see how you go. Keep watching the float. Now at this stage, you know, she's not been for a few weeks, so she's almost, I can tell that she's sort of like forgot how to cast. So I might just have to dive in and just help her just to do that. So right, I'm going to feed a few more maggots. Right, and remember, you hold that in your right hand, you lift it up, and then it's like that underneath. There we go. Oh, like that. There we are. Right, so keep the line tight, watch that float, keep the line tight. That's it. Get ready. It's bobbing about a little bit, something's playing with your maggot. There we go. Yay! Oh, there you go. You got hold of it? Where's it gone?
There, near that.
So there we go. A little rod. Now, are you comfortable holding it and putting it in the net?
No.
Come on, you can do it. You know how to do it. There you go. There's a good girl. No, perch a spiky, that's a rod.
The fish is there.
Oh yeah, let's make sure that he goes back in the water. So again, remember what we do. Do you want to throw the maggots in? Again, get them used to feeling anything they're unsure of. No, they're not nasty, they don't bite, do they, maggots?
No.
They're just a bit smelly. Okay, second cast. A few more maggots in. Gone a bit shallow. You got a bite? No, not yet. Keep watching it. A little bit shallower. About 18 inches deep now. It's lifting. I'd strike that. I think a fish is on. There we go. There we are. You not feel comfortable unhooking it yet?
No.
Hold that.
I don't want to hook it.
So it's another little rod.
I don't want to hook it.
Okay, I'll unhook it for you. You're going to put it in the keep net? Yeah. Okay. You got the hooks out. Here you go. I'll hold the whip.
Wow,
Oh, you missed the keep net. He's in the landing net.
sorry.
Put him in the keep net. There we go, good girl. So there you go, method number 1, the whip, as simple as you like. Little waggler, fish into hand, few maggots, job done. Method number 2, we're going to fish a waggler. We're going to fish it really simple. No need for plummets and all the rest of it. A real simple rod. It's a nitro pellet waggler rod, 10 foot. It's 30 quid. Reel, they do a reel that matches it. It's again 20 quid. You get a really good setup for sort of 50 quid, which will last you forever, to be honest. All we're going to do is we're going to fish a simple waggler. So just a clear crystal waggler, a bit of loading in the bottom, held on line with a little couple of float stops, a little waggler connector. Then we're going to fish what we call a lift method. So down on the hook length, this is 6 pound line, so a 5 pound hook length. I've just got four triple A shots, 4 inches from the hook. It's a size 14 hook. That's going to sink down to the bottom and cock the float. If it's under the surface, that means that it's not on, it means that you're fishing too shallow. So you just keep adjusting those stops until a pimple of the float is showing, and then when a fish eats the bait, lifts those 4 AAA off the floor, off the deck of the lake, the float will then rise out of the water and you strike. Or the fish will take it in its mouth, swim off, and it'll go under like a normal bite. How simple is that? It's old school and it's still effective. The lift method, so that's what we're going to try now in that deeper water, where I've fed some of that miracle ground bait red, the pellet crumb, with a few grains of corn and a few grains of meat. So I'm going to stick a piece of meat on, sling it out, and if it goes under, it's Hazel's job to see if she can get it in. Let's have a look. Right, so the waggler's set up. I'm going to stick a piece of meat on the hook, and you should be able to see there's a piece of meat, 4 AAA shot on the hook length, 4 inches from the hook. And what I'm going to do, there's quite a bit of muck floating around. I'm just going to underarm cast this. Just over where that ground bait is. It's now at the bottom, and there's an inch or so of tip showing. I'm just going to pop that rod down there next to Hazel. Thank you. And hopefully you can see. Let's just zoom in. Hopefully you can see the waggler there is an inch or so out of the water, so it looks a bit cumbersome. But for little ones, nice big thick tip, we've got a big bait on, so if we do get a bite, it's highly likely it's going to be something decent. So it's either going to lift higher as those shot are lifted off the bottom, or the fish is going to take it in its mouth, swim off, and it'll go under like a normal bite. Well, we've been persevering away on this lift method for half an hour or so on a piece of meat or a grain of corn, and a couple of fish have been messing about with it, but no good. So I've whacked 4 maggots on. There's possibly a little bite if you just move that, or not? No? Just keep your eye on it. It's gone down a little bit, hasn't it? Remember, it's either going to go under the water like a normal bite, or it's going to lift up dead high. It's going to shoot out of the water. But definitely those little ones are going to follow it down, but hopefully something a bit bigger might just snaffle 4 or 5 maggots, which we've got on. Strike, strike. Lift the rod up. That's it. Yay! Well done. Let me get back here. What have we got? There we go, a rudd. Well done. Again, 4 or 5 maggots. Okay, so the next method number 3 we're going to talk about is the pole. What we got here? A Browning Pitbull 600. 6 meters, 2 top kits, ready elasticated, strong as an ox, not bothered if this gets broken whatsoever. Why? Because it cost me 30 quid. Not letting our Hazel mess about with my Daiwa pole or my Garbellino margin pole or anything like that. We're going to use something cheap as chips, ready elasticated. It's not got puller kit or anything like this, but she can throw it around, she can bang it about, and I don't give 2 hoots, and it's perfect to get a kid into pole fishing. I mentioned earlier on about, in my opinion, is not to take a child to a commercial venue. you could take that onto, I don't know, any of these round here, Westwood Lakes up the road from where we are, and she can go in down the edge fishing that and get a load of F1s, and that's fine, no problem. But it feeds into that immediacy that kids have nowadays. They want everything now. They don't want to learn anything. They want things to happen straight away, and I think that's what a commercial does. See, it almost spoils you and loses that appreciation. That's why I bring her to places like this on my syndicate, where you have to work hard for it. Yeah, she's a bit bored at the minute, you know, she's got her little tablet in the van, but she'll be back out. She'll be happy when she's had a little internet fix, and she'll want to get fishing again. And that's where this comes into it. If you go down to somewhere like a Westwood, and I mean, what, she catches 50 pound of F1s, great, but the next time and it's freezing cold and she doesn't get a bite, no, where's my 50 pound of F1s? So it's easier to learn with these small fish and build up gradually through the different methods that we're going through today. Here we go, method 3, Hazel fishing the pole. A couple of tips with the pole. You can buy loads of ready rigs if you're new to fishing, or if you're, you know, seasoned angler like myself, you can just use one of your normal match rigs. Plenty of bristles showing, big hook, got 14 on here. That elastic, I've no idea what it is that came in the pole, but it's quite tight, so you don't want to be bumping fish off with little hooks. And in this weather the fish are going to be ravenous anyway, so you'll still hook and land anything small, but give ourselves a chance of anything decent as well. So Hazel's already got the way of holding the pole pretty much mastered. There she is. So you have it across your thigh, and the back of your arm, so the elbow is holding the pole, and then she's got a left hand taking the weight in front as well. Even though it's not a particularly light pole, she's got it sussed the way she's holding it. Just do a quick lift and drop, Hazel, please. Just a little lift out, that's it, and then drop it back in. That's it. Let's just see if we can't get a bite on this pole. I've got a rubbish little, like a jumbo sail behind us, but a rubbish old roller there. I must have had that 20 years. I think you might have a fish there. Strike. Ooh, you don't need to strike that hard, just a little lift. And now, there you go. Just drop it back. There you go. Elbow on the back. So no need to strike that hard, just a little lift and then see what happens. Because then if you've missed the bite, you can drop it back in. There you go, strike. That's it. Straight back. On the roller. There you go. That's it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it there. Undo, unscrew. Perfect. Swing it in. Yay! And so that's another little rud. Just full of rud in here. Perfect fish to get youngsters started. So there's a fish on the pole. Just pull it up, see if there's a fish on. Yes! Onto the roller, keep looking behind you. That's it. Keep going now, unscrew it. Twist, that's it. Yay! Another rod.
Weed.
And weed, yeah. Well done.
I can get that fish in the net.
You can get it in the net, can you?
Oh, weed. Oh, Daddy.
This
Fish has weed on it.
Yeah.
I can call it weedy fish.
Weedy fish, yeah, there you go. Put them in the net then.
Come on, weedy fish. Weedy fish. There you go.
Well done. Okay. Let's have a little wiggle. Right, Hazel. So, there you go. Hazel, look. So, these little rud on the whip and on the pole. And I had a couple on that lift method, and then this lovely perch. I will do. I don't want him spiking me. Because he's a lovely fish, look. Big old perch.
Can I hold?
Plenty of rod.
Can I hold one of the little ones?
Yeah, go on then. Hold on up quickly.
This one.
Go on then. Yay. Right, let's pop these back then.
I'm gonna
So the last method,
Come on,
The last method we're going to cover off is the method, and it's the riskiest of them all because it's probably the most boring. This peg isn't appropriate for it, so we're just going to nip over to the next lake and have an hour on there. I'll tell you about the setup in a second. Method number 4, the method, or a feeder. So I've moved up to our little match lake just along from where we was. Like anything, it's all about location, so choosing a peg on the point of an island so we can chuck a little feeder across there where the fish tend to naturally swim. And the setup again, really simple, slightly more expensive, but you can get a decent little rod for 30 quid or so. That's a Daiwa Matchman, so you're talking about £45 for that. Little 4,000 size reel, a 1 ounce tip to get you anything. Now, don't use a method. Use a pellet feeder with a little one. Why? No messing with moulds, no mucking about. Just scoop in those Fuca ready-made micras with a bit of Miracle pellet crumb, and away you go. And that's an 8mm wafter on a size 14 QM1. Really simple. I don't know whether I'll get her out of the van again, to be fair. She's had a couple of hours and I can tell that she's bored. I'll set up the pole as well and have a mess around with that, and maybe show you what we can catch on a 30 quid pole. Well, typically we've had half an hour on this lake fishing the pellet feeder, dead easy, with those micras and a bit of crumb. So just pack it in, chuck it towards a feature like across the island or down towards some lily pads. But she's bored again. That instant immediacy is not there. It's not going around straight away. Watching a tip isn't quite as engaging as watching a float or the activity of a whip or a pole. So that's why I said it's a bit of a risk, the method feeder or a feeder fishing, because if that tip isn't going round, then it can be a bit boring for him. And so she's in the van, so what I've said is, look, I'll have a mess about with a little pole for about 20 minutes. Try and put a few fish together, and she might spark a bit of interest. If she starts seeing me catch a few fish on this, I'm sure she'll come out and want to catch another one as well. You know, on the feeder, she was just reeling it in every sort of 2 or 3 minutes, no patience. So let's see what goes on here. Just have 20 minutes down the track, fed a bit of that crumb with a few grains of corn, a few bits of meat. I'll just stick a couple of maggots on and catch some fish. There's been 1 or 2 carp cruising past, but I don't think they're getting their heads down yet. We'll see. So just down the track, nice and simple. It's not comfortable fishing like this, and this rig's designed for hazel, you know, long lash, big thick tip. There's a fish on the drop. And that's a rudd. So once she starts hearing a bit of splashing, I'll try and coax her away from that tablet of hers. Small fish on the drop. A little roach. So, you know, this cheap pole is more than fishable to get a few fish together. Got a marker on the far bank where I fed a little bit of crumb, just down the track. It's the time of the day that the fish are coming in. and that's a perch. So you just don't know what's going to come along. Got there another chunky rudd. Hazel,
Yeah?
catching plenty of fish here. Do you want to go?
No.
Why not?
I don't want
Decent fish.
to. I don't want to.
Okay. She doesn't want to.
Okay, I'll do one.
Oh, you do want to?
Just one though.
Just one, okay.
I just want to catch
You're gonna
one
catch.
fish though.
Gonna catch one on the camera.
Yeah. And you are on my seat.
Yeah, I'm in your seat. Go on then. Yeah. Yeah, just calm down. That's it. Keep watching the float. It's gone.
Like a big one.
That's it.
Like a big
Just
one.
nice and slow, nice and steady. That's it. On the roller. That's it. Yeah, that.
Why is it all sticky?
Twist. No, you do have the wrong hand. That's it. There you go. Swing. Yay!
It's a bit heavy.
It is a bit heavy, isn't it? 'Cause it's a lovely roach. Look at that, chunky little roach.
I catched one that you like.
Yeah. Well, I've saved the best till last. This is the secret weapon. I can't take credit for this because this was given to me by Shane in a fishing club. Thanks, Shane. Simple little waggler, fixed waggler, bulk of weights, 2 droppers, double maggot and a size 16 on a pink rod and reel. So if you've got a little girl, I promise you they will be very excited. Right, Hazel, here's your rod. Do you want me to cast it out?
No.
See that big carp there?
Yeah.
We'll try and catch this big carp here.
Is it there?
Here you go.
I can't even see the carp.
No, just watch the rod. Let the float. There's a bite. You've had a bite. Strike.
Have I got it?
Yep. Swig it into me.
Have I got the carp?
No, you haven't got a carp. It's a nice roach though. Look at that. So there we go. Teaching kids to fish. It ain't easy and you've got to be prepared to have breaks. 4 methods there. The whip, nice and simple. The easiest way to start fishing. A rod and line with a waggler. Use the lift method. It's the most simple tactic. 3rd method, pole fishing. Short and sweet is the way forward. For a 6-year-old, she's picked up pole fishing really quickly. She doesn't believe me when I say that, but you know, she's not. She's a lot better than I was. And the method feeder or feeder fishing, big risk. If that tip isn't going around, they're going to get bored. Watching a tip is not as much fun as watching a float, that's for sure. And the final bonus as well, if you've got a little girl, pink rod and reel, they love it. She, you know, as soon as she got bored and I got her back on the box there, catching 1 or 2 fish on that pole, she wanted the pink rod out and caught a couple as well. So really good fun. A bit of patience and know that it's not going to sort of happen overnight, especially at that age, sort of 6-year-old. So cheers for watching. Ciao for now.